Hello to all of my Zesty singles out there. My name is Lee, and thank you so much for stopping by Zesty Tarot. Today I wanted to dedicate this reading to you because some of you need clarification. Because I feel that some of you misconstrued why you're single. Some of you are taking the absence of someone personally, and you are internalizing it as though there is something wrong with you. Now, for some of you that know that you need to be by yourself, we ain't talking about you. You know you need to be by yourself for whatever reason that may be. And what I mean by that, maybe you're just a piece of crap person, right? And you don't know how to handle love. And so you just manipulate and abuse. So yeah, you deserve to be in the corner. Ain't nobody talking to you. But those, those that genuinely want love, those that are in love with the thought of being in love, and you're wondering why that has not happened, this reading is for you. So with that being said, let's get into it. So, sweet universe, I am here with my Zesty single audience. And I want a concise message that I know is going to resonate with them. What is the truth about why they are single? What is the truth as to why they are single? What is the truth that they need to know from you? That's good right here. We're going to play an intuitive game. Okay. Now, you're looking at this sideways because of how I have the camera angled. But this is pile 1, this is pile 2, and this is pile 3. So as I take time to breathe or allow the universe to tell me what card it is, I want you to do the same. And we'll see if we can test your ability. I think I'm going to start doing that from here on out, right? All right, so I'm going to start regardless. Okay. So which one did you choose? I'm going to go with this one. So if you chose this, you are correct. All right. All right. The first card out is love yourself. Okay. Now look, I get it. We get so sick and tired of hearing that we gotta love ourselves. But I cannot stress to you how important this is. Okay? Because in order for you to know what love feels like, you have to start with yourself. Because you live with yourself every single day. You know yourself inside and out. And if you can't live with yourself, there's a problem. Give me just a second because my child is getting revved up and I forgot to give her ADHD medicine. So yeah, I'll be right back. So don't go anywhere. All right, sorry, I had to lay down the law. So as I was saying, if you can't stomach the idea of loving yourself first, how do you expect for somebody else to do the same? Because listen, you want someone to cherish you and see the potential that you have. You want someone to understand that you can love them like no other. So instead of hoping that someone can validate that you're worthy enough for that, it starts with you. So it is very important for you to love yourself. This is a tough journey. Loving yourself, that is. Excuse me, I have to get myself situated because I'm sitting on this weird part of my blanket and it's uncomfortable. Hold on. There we go. All right, now I'm comfortable. So speaking of uncomfortable, it's very uncomfortable because you have so many layers that you have to break through in order to get to the point where you are comfortable with yourself. And the first thing that's important is for you to break down the generational curse. Now, I don't really like to say that. I like to say generational patterns, because your parents' treated your family or your people a certain type of way, and they passed it down to you. Now, if you are in a loving connection, your family is very supportive. They're always showing you and praising you for your good deeds, and you are comfortable, then sweetheart, this reading is not for you. I am talking about those that are in need of realizing that they have to start loving themselves first. So to love yourself means to accept both the good and the bad of yourself. This is the ability to embrace the light and the darkness of yourself. Too often, we are taught that the negative side is a nasty thing. But that is just one side of your coin. Without this shadow, your light, if you will, won't have the ability to shine, and vice versa. Your light is needed for the shadow to appear. And in order for the shadow to appear, it must have some sort of light. Why is it that when you are outside and you see you're in front of high beams and whatnot, the first thing you see besides the car, that is, let's say that you're on a sidewalk, not making it dramatic like you're gonna get hit, but usually you will see your shadow standing right there beside you. So why is it that we're okay with our shadows being exposed through artificial lights, if you will? But we have a problem with acknowledging the fact that regardless of what we do or say, it's always going to be there. I kind of lost myself, but you get what I'm trying to say. Like, why is that? We don't have a problem with seeing that it's there when a light or a street light or something exposes it. But when it comes to the perception of other people, that's what I'm trying to say. The perception of other people beaming on you. All of a sudden, oh, you gotta go. I can't let them see you. Why? Because that's a part of you. Right? So keep that in mind. Keep that in mind. I'm going to share this. Some of you may not agree with what I'm about to say. And that's okay. You are right. You have the right to feel the way that you feel, but you're not going to talk me out of what I believe. Okay? I remember one day I was thinking about God, and I was thinking about the devil. And I'm like, if God had the ability, like, I can say he has the ability. Why doesn't he just toss this dude to the moon, like destroy him already? And I heard something say to me, because I can't destroy myself. So I believe that the shadow side of God is the devil. Now, I don't care about what your beliefs are. That's my belief. You're not going to force me any type of way, nana nana boo boo, okay? You believe what you believe. I'm going to believe what I believe. But for those that hits home for, it makes sense. Because we are all made in the likeness of God. Okay? And everything has to have a shadow side. Daytime has nighttime. Okay? The sun has the moon. And the stars, of course. Male and female. Hot and cold. Happiness, sadness. There's always a polar opposite to something in order to have that balance. And then everything else is in between. So, if God is not destroying his other half, that tells you that he has embraced who he is. And he has the ability to integrate it into compassion. I get the whole story about Jesus and all that. We're going to leave that alone. But the point is, that's what I felt. So, moving on to your next card. Sorry. Tune out distractions. So, when I see this card, to me, I feel that this is talking about the distractions of everybody else. Because let me tell you something. I learned that those that boast about their love, and I'm not saying this because I'm a hater. When you learn the gift of modesty, it becomes a beautiful thing. Because if you're truly content in what you got going on, you don't need to tell the world about it. I mean, now, if you just realize that you're in love with someone and you want to have that cheesy montage music as you're running through a field of daisies screaming, I love him or I love her or whatever, you know, you can do that. But as far as everything that you're doing, from the point of waking up in the morning to matching clothes and all, you don't have to do all that to show that you're in love with somebody, because all you're doing is causing someone to build a rapport on you on how to mess that up. So for those that are single, do not allow this televised affection, if you will, to get you down in the dumps. Because I guarantee you that once those cameras are off, it's a total different ball game. They have to keep up with the Jones, because if they get exposed that they're not really in love like they try to make themselves out to be, then guess what? That's going to affect their reputation, and they're going to be called a fraud. People love to hide behind these titles. And just because, for example, you okay? Okay. You feel better? Alright. So, that was my puppy. What was that? Just because they are under this title of boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, and wife does not mean nothing. It does not mean nothing. Okay? So just because you see a public display of affection, don't automatically become jealous over that, because you don't know if that's a good day for them. You don't know what they said behind closed doors. You don't know if they had to make up for some hateful stuff that they said to one another. You don't know if it's all just a, what's the word? A facade. They could, completely hate one another. But because of their concern for how the public perceives them, they have to keep this facade going. So tune out these distractions from all facets. If anything, allow it to motivate you. You're like, well, you just said, okay, but check this out. You can start with the movie. Or if you see people that you are really inspired by, ask them, what it took for them to get to where they are today. But ultimately, it starts with meditating and setting the intentions for your ideal person. You don't know what could happen. And for some of y'all, I'm going to need y'all to stop saying, well, I'm too old to fall in love. No, you're not. No, you're not. We have seen time and time again. I think the oldest couple were in their hundreds. And they got married. So, look, if that don't tell you something, I don't know what will. And it don't matter how long it takes. Just as long as you have that moment to experience that, right? So, love yourself, get to know yourself, tune out the distractions. I also see this as negative self-talk. Stop telling yourself that you don't deserve love. Stop acting like you are not desirable. Okay? This is for my men and women who have bad acne, who have folliculitis, who has scars on their face and on their bodies, who doesn't have long hair, those that don't look like these Instagram models, TikTok models. So freaking what you don't look like them. Beautiful people get hurt too, okay? They get hurt just as bad as the next. Don't matter what it is that you're going through. My ex-best friend told me that. That, she had individuals that were jealous of her. But she's like, you don't even realize, like, I hurt just like you. I have dramas just like you. What you think because of the fact that I'm pretty, that excludes me from having my heart broken? It's the truth. For one, you ain't beautiful to everybody and you ain't gonna be ugly to everybody. But there's gonna be someone that's going to think you are absolutely breathtaking. But first, you gotta love yourself enough for you to see that. So that you'll be able to attract that person. Right? So the next card we have, live life to the fullest. So, you can obtain happiness. You can be happy because first off, happiness is a verb. It is it's not just an emotion, but it's an action. Live your life to the fullest. Stop holding out because you think, oh, well, I have to have a man or a woman to live. No, the heck you don't. And whoever done told you that, tell them to kick rocks. Okay, we're living in a day and age where independence is okay. See, for me, I used to beat myself up all the time because I'm like, I'm a failure. By the age of 25, I was hoping to find my love. I wanted to be engaged by 28. possibly married by 35, had my first kid, and I'd live happily ever. Yeah, that's not how it happened for me. Did not happen for me that way. I was on the verge of living my best life. I got pregnant at the age of 27, had my first child at 28. Did I say that right? 27, had my first baby at 28. Then I got pregnant again. And then I had my last baby, I think, at 31. And I was in it was an unhealthy relationship. And I've been single ever since. I've had my little flings here and there, but it was not fulfilling. And as I was learning these lessons, I watched my friends and saw some of the things that they were going through. Now, for me, I can do I can do well with not getting married. For one, I'm a Sagittarius moon, and I like my freedom. I don't like the idea of hovering. And I've been so, I say lonely, I almost said something I shouldn't have said. The word lonely. I'm used to being independently by myself. Okay. Well, yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I have my lonely moments. Yeah, of course I wish that I could have somebody to cuddle up with. And I'm not going to sit here and say that that won't happen for me. But what I am saying is I'm okay and comfortable. I'm uncomfortable. What I'm trying to say is I'm okay either way. If it's not meant for me this lifetime, then it would definitely be meant for me the next lifetime. But I'm going to live my life. To me, I believe that my life just began because I finally realized how beautiful the world is, how beautiful I am. There are so many things out here that is waiting for me to explore it. How dare I limit myself to somebody else at this point in time? I want to be able to explore everything that I want to, and then I meet them along the way if that's the case. They are an added bonus. They should never be the start of your life. And I know the saying, blessed is he that findeth a bride, or she. But blessed are those that love themselves and realize that a boyfriend or a girlfriend is just an added bonus. Because you're going to come to a point where you're going to break out of that honeymoon phase anyways. There's going to be a time when they're going to hurt your feelings. And I think that's what it is. I think a lot of us, oh, my puppy is dreaming. We think that we're going to find somebody who is never going to hurt us. And I hate to tell you, sweetheart, you are wrong. We're flawed individuals. We are not perfect in any way. So I'm here to tell you, if that's what you were thinking, I just want to hold back, and I'm going to find somebody that's going to love me and never break me, you're going to be sadly disappointed. Hate to tell you that. Okay, so at the bottom of the deck we have, this was in reverse, but there's no reverse in this deck. But it says no. Say no. So you're like, okay, what does this mean? Say no to negative talk. Say no to the thought of having to lower your standards or settle for less. You're not in a helpless situation. you can find love. Love will find you, but it has to start with you. So say no to neglecting yourself. No, I'm not going to pursue anything until I learn what it means to love myself. Single mothers, if you dealt with someone that made you feel as though you are inadequate, it starts with you. Especially, I mean, either way it goes, it doesn't matter what gender baby you have. You could have both for all I care. But you still have to show those children or child what it means to love themselves. Be the one to break that generational pattern of, well, because I was mistreated, then I'm just going to go ahead and treat you the same way. Look, I have children that have behavioral issues. Not only do they have ADHD, but they also have oppositional defiant disorder. And they work my nerves, okay? But those children mean the absolute most to me. I love them with all my heart. And when I get into my moments where they take me there and I snap on them, I immediately go back and hug them and tell them that I'm sorry and that I love them. And I feel like that's what you need to do to yourself. When you snap on yourself, well, this is why you don't have a boyfriend, or why you don't have a man or a husband, or whatever the case may be. Don't just love yourself. But like, you know what? I shouldn't have said that to myself. Don't let distractions cause you to absorb things that don't belong to you. Say no to listening to that negative self-talk. Say no to investing all of your time and energy on somebody else's romance. Don't even want to bring this idiot up, but Derek Jackson had everybody fooled. Had you thinking that, I mean, and don't get me wrong, the things that he was saying was right, but I feel like he was also conditioning possible women to fall into his quote-unquote alluring trap, all the while he had a woman. He's divorcing her, has children, but damn, he wanted to make you feel good. He wanted to make you feel sexy. You see what I'm saying? So don't fall into that. Don't fall into that. Because those that can smell your vulnerability, oh, they're going to come running. They are going to come running. Just a second, because I have to get a Band-Aid, because I had a hangnail that I thought that I would be able to remove safely, but no, it chose violence. So, give me a second. And my darn sheet came off. I hate when it happens. Alright. It's because I was lame. If you're wondering, well, why are you... It's because I bought this desk. Because I'm lazy. I say that in a playful manner because I'm comfortable. I wanted to do this because it makes me comfortable. I did not like to sit in a chair. And plus I didn't have room because my room is pretty small. I had to downsize when I moved here. And I really wanted a desk because I just didn't like my previous setup. Ooh, this bad boy stings. Hold on. Trying to put it on here perfectly. Alright. There we go. It's good now. But, Yeah, so I bought this desk to sit at the edge of my bed, so when I was ready to do readings, I would be right there and I don't have to do extra. So it works for me. But because I move around a lot, I pull the sheets, whatever. And my room, I mean, not my, well, yeah, my room is kind of a mess right now, but whatever. It doesn't affect the reading. So, anyways, I just feel that with this right here, I took a long time, but I really wanted to get into this read because I really want you to understand. This is the truth as to why you are single. It has absolutely nothing to do with the fact that you are undesirable. That is far from the truth. And I need you to understand that today. Okay? So, now that we got that all out the way, let's go ahead and start with your reading. Now, should have been at the start, but here we are. So, sweet universe, can you please tell me why these cards are here? Those that had divorces, you will love again. You have to start back over. You put too much stock in the thought that you and that person was going to be together forever. You forgot that they were human. And that's okay. We make mistakes. We make mistakes. But now you have to go back. And you have to reclaim yourself again. You gave this person too much power. We've all done it. So don't think that I'm trying to shame you, because I'm not. But it's okay to admit. All right. So universe, why are these cards here? So, are you watching me? Because I might have you choose again with me. Two more times. And you know, I feel like this is appropriate because we have Valentine's Day coming up, right? And that is the time that I want you to really express the power that you have within yourself. I don't want you to be moping around here upset because you don't have someone to share Valentine's Day with. I want you to treat yourself. Okay. Did you choose this pile right here? Because that's what I'm choosing. Alright, so under Love Yourself, we have the not the Five of Swords, but the Four of Swords. Can you see that? It's kind of dark. I might need to put my, hold on, let me change this lighting up a bit. I might need to turn it to a certain angle so that the lighting will be better. So let's, there we go. That's what we want. Aim this up some. Boom. Winning. That was my bed cracking. You know, I'm on the thick side a little bit. Is that better? Oh yeah, that's much better. Okay, so we have the Four of Swords. Let me turn this off. Okay. Hold on. I thought I did earlier. So this is the need to protect yourself, okay? This gives me the like if your parents are still around and very supportive, I could see you going back to your parents and your mom holding you, giving you that maternal love, because you felt the need to go back to, because you know, what's the first thing that we do? We bump our heads or we scrape our knee, we go running to mama and crying. And what does she do? She gives us a kiss to make it feel better, right? So for some of you, I believe that this is what you do. I think that some of you out there, this may resonate. When your heart is broken, you will go straight to your parents, your mom, and you will allow her to heal you. It can even go as far as just holding you until you fall asleep in her arms. Or, you know, you allow her to play in your hair or comb your hair or oil your hair, whatever the case may be, like to let you know that you matter. For some that don't go that route, I see this as you staying protected in the home or within yourself. Protection within yourself. And you see how she looks scratched up, she looks dirty. She's in a fetal position. And she has her heart resting. And so this is the aftermath of when you had a broken heart. So this is saying, love yourself. Take this time to re-energize. Do not pursue a relationship at this time because some of you aren't ready. Or some of you, I'm going to be flat out honest with you, some of you are avoiding to have to do the work. I cannot tell you how many readings I have done where when I tell them they have to do the work, I can feel it off of them. They don't like when I say that. And I'm like, why don't you like the fact that I'm telling you that it starts with you? Are you that lazy? And it's selfish. It's very selfish because why would you put all of that stress on someone else? Why do you expect for somebody to not only have enough energy to love themselves, care for themselves, look after themselves, but they need to look after you too? Don't you realize that this is daunting? This is exhausting? And that's going to push them away. That person can only handle so much. So I feel until you understand this, you need to stay put. Logically, don't even think about romance. Fall in love with yourself. That's what I believe that's saying to me. You need to learn how to fall in love with yourself and get to know yourself. Figure out what makes you you. Why do you believe that you deserve this love? What is it about you? And once you are able to come up with those answers, then it's time for you to hop out mama's nest. Metaphorical nest, if you will. To fight another day. But as of right now, I think you need to withdraw. And this, again, is for those that has been burned time and time again. It's now time for you to really take time to heal yourself. Okay? Because 2023 is that year. I can feel it. There's something different about this year. I've seen I'm not seen, but I've heard other people say this well. I cannot talk. Goodness. Is this retrograde almost over? I know that we were in a shadow period. I think it doesn't end until what? February, I don't know how to look, but I'm going to keep stammering until it goes away. Who's behind the door? Sorry, I thought one of my children was peeking. But yeah, so I'm going to need you to stay put and balance out your thoughts, regroup, gather your priorities, figure out your plan. Okay? What are you going to do to start loving yourself? Because you see that this is a 4, okay? 4 represents the need for a balance, 2 and 2. Logic, okay? This is also putting things into perspective. So, what do you plan on doing when it involves loving yourself? So, tuning out distractions, we have the Strength card. And this is saying to me, look, I understand it's going to be hard to not feel those feelings of loneliness when you, especially around Valentine's Day. So I have some ideas. Whether you're a man or a woman, doesn't make you sus. Buy yourself a bouquet of flowers. Do you understand how powerful that is? Especially if someone is like, oh wow, so-and-so is going to be so happy to receive those. He'd be like, girl, please, this is for me. Okay? Like, I'm not thinking about nobody. This is for me. They're not going to know what to do. I wish this water will dissolve a little bit because I want this water. I mean, this ice. I'm trying to figure out how I can get it to come out. Hold on. I let it freeze a little too long. And it's right where I want it to be, but I can't get it out. Okay, let me stop being distracted. But anyways, I understand it's going to be tough. But it is very empowering to walk, especially like going to a restaurant. And I don't know where I saw this at. I think it was Instagram, as a matter of fact, when they said that having the ability to walk into a restaurant by yourself or a movie theater is empowering, because most often you always see someone with either a group of people or with their significant other. But for you to actually sit in there watching a romantic movie and feeling all of those romantic feelings by yourself, that's empowerment. Because you're telling everybody, I don't need to be with nobody to be in love with the idea of love. I don't need to, you know, spark the interest. I can go home and, look, you know where I'm taking that. I can go home and do all that by myself, okay? I don't need nobody to do that for me, okay? I find pleasure within myself. I'm going to take myself out on a date. I'm going to get all jazzy. I'm going to feel good and look good for me. And then if somebody's like, well, where's your date at? What you talking about? I am the date. Okay? Like, that's what I want y'all to do. I am the date. just like that, okay? Do that. I promise. You'll love it. You will love it. So live life to the fullest, okay? This right here is saying to, now this could symbolize patience. This is, honestly, what I feel like this is saying is to live life to the fullest and understand that you really are almost there. So for some of you, there is a connection coming. And it's because you've worked really hard, damn hard, at learning the lessons that you needed to learn for yourself. Okay? So don't give up. Pentacles, it takes time. Okay? So, with the Queen of Cups here, well, I didn't mean to do that. I was supposed to look at the bottom of the deck, but we'll look at this too. You got a bonus card. So, I always say that the Queen of Cups is a visionary, okay? But during these times where when you feel the most vulnerable, you see how she's emerged in the water, but it's not consuming her. And her cup is balanced on top of it. That lets you know that she is emotionally stable. So her emotions and compassion is stable. She is a highly intuitive individual as well. So you have the power to attract the love that you want. You just got to get out of your head and stop telling yourself that it's impossible. Because I learned recently that the term impossible is nothing more than an opinion. And then when you break it down, it's I'm possible. I'm possible to love. I am lovable. Just say it like that. I am lovable. The bottom of the deck here, oh, look at that. I saw this too, so I cannot help but to take it. So we have the World and we have the Two of Cups here, okay? So, say no to allowing your emotions to take over, which will cause you to be even more vulnerable, and then you start to settle for less. Because like I said, you have individuals that prey, excuse me, I'm sorry, that prey off of that energy. Excuse me. I don't know why I'm burpy all of a sudden, but there's one YouTuber that she says that that's the energies, and that just irritates me. I'm like, just stop. That honestly, I did not expect that. I don't know why it's doing that. It's probably because I need this water, but it had to be frozen. Moving on. But as I was saying, you have individuals that will prey on you, and they will act as though they are everything that you need, when really they just want to love on you. They want to get down and dirty with you and then add on to the stress. They want to ghost you. Let's just call it out for what it is. I also see with the World and the Two of Cups here, I also see this as you are divinely protected. So for some of you, this may resonate. I believe that God is definitely ensuring that you find the person that you're meant to be with. And the thing is that we have all kinds of soulmates, good and bad. Karmic ties, the ones that you're supposed to be with, teach you what you don't deserve. And then in the end game, you find that person, because we do have the, at the bottom of the deck was the Five of Pentacles here. And this is the long-suffering, feeling abandoned. And I feel that the universe has heard your pleas and watched you cry when you didn't think that he was paying any attention. You didn't think Michael, Archangel Michael, or your ancestors was paying attention, because you were trapped in this mindset. But little did you know that they were working behind the scenes, and they was talking to the other person that you were going to just so happen to meet. And while they're crying, he's over there telling them, like, I have just the perfect individual for you. She's going through some things right now, or he's going through some things right now, and he's currently watching a video. That would be awesome if that's actually, you know, that actually happens. But he's currently watching a video right now. And so they're learning the importance of loving themselves. So let's go ahead and get you together as well, so that when that time comes, you both can meet up. That's what I want for you guys. Like, that's, you know, not even a little plug for myself, but I'll take it. But yeah, you see what I'm trying to say. So that is beautiful for you guys. And see, and here's the thing. I also want to say that for some of you that are enthralled, if that's the word, the correct word or terminology, enthralled with pick a card readings about love, who your next husband or wife is going to be, you have to be very careful with those type of readings. For one, it's generalized, just like this one. So it may not resonate for all of you. That's why I choose to use keywords some of you. And furthermore, I'm targeting all single individuals, both man and woman, that has had their heart broken. So I try to be mindful of these things to make this reading as concise as possible, because I really want you to listen to what I'm telling you. I, for one, am not going to feed you any nonsense. And I'm not trying to knock on other readers that use this method. But I do have a problem with the fact that there are so many vulnerable people out here that give way too much power to these tarot readers. Because, for one, let me just say real quick, I was one of those individuals. I mean, I tried to follow just about every single person that had a pick a card reading that I felt resonated with me. But then it got to the point where I felt like I was being mocked. And I believe that people have that ability. They may not, directly realize that's what they're doing. But I do believe that there are individuals, or individual spirits, if you will, that knows exactly what it is that you desire. They know exactly what to say to you to get you to pick that pile. And so you have to be careful with those. This is why it's important for you to take this time to focus on you. You're going to have to face yourself and your shadows whether you like it or not. Okay? And don't get me wrong, some of those readings are helpful. But some of those, they get a little redundant after a while. So I just wanted to put that out there. Be careful. Because just because it keeps telling you that things are going to be working out, have you noticed that it has not worked out? I think it's because of the fact that you are skipping the most important thing needed for any of those things to happen, and that starts with you. This person is not going to just come to you out the blue. Your special someone is not going to come to you out the blue without you doing what you need to do. Because in order for you to have him or her, you have to believe that you deserve him first and foremost, or her. Because let me calm down here because I'm trying not to stammer. Because I was thinking about this too. Let's say that you were in love with the Enrique Iglesias, right? I don't know why he popped up. Hope he's alright. But so we got Eva Mendes and Enrique Iglesias, okay, for the man and the woman. Even if you just roll with it, okay? So you're attracted to him, but God wants to bless you with Enrique, but the thing is that you didn't do the work. But he pops up. And then guess what? He ends up being accused of possibly cheating. both of them, Eva and Enrique, get accused of cheating and all this other stuff because you don't feel comfortable and confident within yourself and deserving of someone as beautiful as Enrique and Eva. That's what I'm trying to say. So, even though those are celebrities, and who's to say you very well may, I don't know, I can't tell you that, but if there's someone that you believe that wouldn't even bat an eye at you, there's a problem with that. Because you should always think the best of yourself. I'm not saying be cocky and arrogant, but at least love yourself to know, I know what I bring to the table. I know that I'm beautiful. I might not be beautiful to everybody, but I know I'm beautiful to somebody. Okay? So that's what I'm trying to say. On top of that too. And I say all this because it resonates with me as well. So. Why are these cards here? Yeah, we have to stop relying on people to tell us that we are worthy. It is now time for you to start telling yourself that you are worthy. That's the only way you are going to see successful results in all of this, because it's going to be inspiring. You might even inspire your soulmate and have no idea, because you're simply enjoying life, living life to the fullest. And they're just sitting back like, look at them. Not a care in the world. And then having the ability to say, you know, I had a terrible day today, but I chose to transmute that negative energy and focus on something that was more beneficial to my life. Do you understand how empowering that is? Do you understand how beautiful that is? How courageous that is? That's what that means. Tuning out distractions. Having the boldness, despite what is thrown at you, and still choosing to have a beautiful day. Still choosing to love yourself. Still choosing to think the world of yourself. Having the ability to not take things personal, even if it happens back to back to back. Understand that there are things that you can control and that there are things that you cannot. So that's what makes you beautiful. That's what makes a person that deserves your time and energy want to be around you. Hold on, one just fell out. Was it two? Okay. So I already saw it. You have an extra card here. So we have the 10 of Wands. And so I feel with the 10 of Wands, it's time for you to set those burdens aside, okay? Pick a struggle. Are you gonna wear yourself out trying to hold on to all those memories and, you know, traumas, or are you gonna set yourself free and drop them bad boys and progress further so that you can become the king or the queen? Well, first you gotta start with the page, so that you can understand what that means. Like, I need you to be vulnerable for a moment and be like, okay, I got this off of me, so what's the next step? You know, you gotta crawl before you walk, especially if you want to walk in a king and a queen's shoes. Right there. Did you choose this one too? Something bite me? I think so. It's itching. All right. So we have the Chariot here. we have the Fool's card, we have the Hanged Man, and we have the Page of Swords. And then at the bottom of the deck here, we have the, I'm going to pull the Devil card too. So, we have the Star and we have the Devil. Okay. So, the Chariot card is telling me to tell you. My mama told me to tell you. No, I'm kidding. But this is determination here. This is basically taking your situation and expanding. This is, to me, expansion. Moving forward. This could also represent travel, but metaphorically speaking, I believe this is saying once you heal, then go ahead and set yourself on that path. But while you are waiting, I want you to have an idea of what type of love you want. That's another thing. You have to be careful with what you or how you say things. You can't just, I mean, you can, but don't say, well, I just want love. Well, what type of love do you want? Do you want toxic love? Do you want fake love? Shout out to BTS. Do you want obsessive love? Do you want lust that is falsely perceived as love? I was trying to figure out how to spin that, but yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, what type of love do you want? Do you want agape love? I think that's the type of love that you're wanting. Agape love. And if you don't know what that definition is, look it up. So, when you tune out distractions and you transmute that frustration and turn it into a driven purpose, this is when you start to want to take risks. You want to go and do things on your own path. You don't want to follow suit with everybody else. I think that's what that's saying. You know? Some people might look at you as a fool. Why you want to do that? Why you want to go and do this or this or this? Because it don't make any sense to them, and that's the thing. It's not supposed to make sense to them, okay? Ultimately, stop telling everybody your plans. You ain't gotta, what you confessing to them for? They don't care. Let's be honest, they don't care. Sorry, I had to get some water. But, you take those risks. Just as long as you know what you're getting yourself into. Understand the overall thing is to explore. If you bump your head along the way, you will be able to withstand it because you know what you are capable of, because you took the time to learn about yourself. You don't even understand how resilient you are. But you are, and that's why whatever comes in your way, you're going to be able to handle it with ease. Not everything deserves a reaction. I feel like that also is another thing for tuning out distractions. I just need you to stay focused on your personal growth so that you can go towards what's meant for you. And so, with living life to the fullest and then being patient and understanding that you're closer than what you think, I also think that it's also saying with the Hangman to keep an open mind. Now, I said something about this on TikTok. It is important for you to discern the difference between keeping an open mind, which means to think of, don't look at things black or white. It's like, I'll never be in a relationship. Either I get into a relationship or I'm just going to stay single for what? No. Look at things from a kaleidoscope approach. Okay, just think about, okay, well, maybe the person that I'm meant to be with may not be in this country, or maybe it's in a different state, or maybe, just maybe, I need to get out of my current living conditions, or I need to put myself in a situation to where I will be able to attract. You're not going to find love hiding under your covers, watching K-dramas or Sex in the City or whatever the case may be, whatever is popular anymore. I don't know. Because only thing I watch is YouTube. I watch that and just kind of relax, you know. I just do me. I'm sure there are amazing shows out there, by the way. I don't know what they are. And I say K-drama because I'm a huge fan of certain shows. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, watch Ituan Class, or What's Wrong with Secretary Kim, or Love featuring Marriage and Divorce, or My Name. Like, there's amazing shows out there. You'll understand why. But just look at these from a different perspective. No more black and white. It's all or nothing. I'm either gonna be in love or there's no one out there for me. Stop selling yourself short. I feel like that's what that's saying. Stop selling yourself short. Okay? And at this point in time, just kind of wait until the universe puts you in the right setting. So I feel like with that being said too, let go of control issues. Stop trying to navigate it. Trust in the universe just a little bit more. When you focus on yourself, you will learn more about your inner child. And this hopefully will bring you closer to God, or whomever you feel is your protection. Okay? All right, and so we have the Page of Swords here. So, first and foremost, say no, okay? This is saying no to drama. This is saying no to individuals that do not serve you. And so the negative side of the Page of Swords is somebody who talks a lot of, just talks a lot of shit, gossipy. You know, you don't need all that, okay? You just don't. And also stop talking shit about the idea of love too. Because to be honest, the truth of the matter is the only reason why you're running off at the mouth is because you're telling everybody that you're scared that you're never going to be loved. That's what you're doing. Going ahead and admit it. But you need to do this in the privacy of your own home. Don't let anybody see you sweat, regardless of what that, what it is, okay? They might have everything going for themselves, but if you're letting it be known that, oh, I mean, you're going to make people think that you are hard up for love. And you're not. And even if you think you are, I'm going to tell you that you're not. Because we ain't doing that in 2023. We ain't hard up for nothing, okay? We are embracing ourselves, and we understand what we deserve. And if we don't know, then we're going to learn. And we're going to welcome that with open arms. That's what we're going to do. So with the Star card here, this is also telling me that what you put into yourself and you allowing the universe to teach you, you're going to get back into, in return. And I also see that this is telling you to dream. Be optimistic about your dreams. There's nothing wrong with that. When you're sleeping, that is your most vulnerable moment. So before bed, ask God to show you, what is to come for you. And then we have the Devil card here, which I pulled alongside of this. And this is to stop all negative patterns. I mean, you may not be able to stop them all, but most importantly, stop always trying to find these trauma bonding connections. That's what I believe that this is. Let go of those. The moment that you see that somebody's got some issues, if they have not taken the time to heal, look, I'm not trying to say that you're better than them, but I would not, I mean, I would talk to them from afar. Basically, like, you could talk to them, but don't allow them to trauma dump on you. And just because just because it may make sense what y'all have gone through, this does not mean that this is supposed to be a union. Okay? So the devil is in the details as far as that is concerned. Be very careful with that. Do not fall in love with individuals that will treat you as an option and make you feel trapped and unwanted. Okay? Also, don't allow your fears to take over. It's time for you to break free of all of that. So, do I want to... Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and pull this deck right here. I think I have them all. Yeah. So I would like to know what the final message is for all of my singles. I really hope that this makes sense for you, because you really deserve the world. And I really want you to understand that the ball is in your court. Your ball of happiness is waiting for you to dunk into that basket, okay? Stop waiting for people to dunk it for you, because they're not going to. Everybody has their own agenda, and it's time for you to get with the times and understand what your agenda is. You gotta pick yourself up. You gotta be your own hero. No one is going to save you. And let's be frank here, we're all wanting the same type of love. At least I believe that we are. We all want somebody that's going to love us unconditionally. But we do not have time to be focused on trauma-filled connections. We don't have time to be putting all of our eggs into one person and they don't have the energy within themselves to do it for. No, we're not doing that. So it's important for you to start treating yourself better and loving yourself better and pairing up with us, so that together we all can be on the pursuit of happiness, because we're not going to do that for you. We're just not. Did you choose this one? Okay. So, it says to quiet the mind. It says overthinking a problem is not the key to any door. Take a few deep breaths and still your inner chatter. Let yourself just be for a while. So, this is for those that are still dealing with a breakup, or if you're still pining over someone that you believe got away, which I don't think that he or she got away. I think that they needed to be removed from you, because rejection is sometimes a form of protection. And so, like I said, I'm going to need you to stop blaming yourself, trying to figure out what you can do to get this person back. No, you keep them in the past where they belong. And I need you to stop overthinking and just be. That's why that Four of Swords was there. You need time to heal. You need time to evaluate the situation, learn the lessons that was presented to you so that you can move on, okay? See your emotions as teachers. And it says that emotions can be vehicles for transformation, whether joyous or challenging. They can teach you how to overcome fear and cultivate compassion. And what were we talking about? Being able to tune out distractions, and I can't grab it here. Being able to tune out the distractions, having the courage to do so, and not implementing it, but converting it into a new adventure or a brand new start. That's what this card is talking about right here. Energize yourself with earthing. And it says walk barefoot or stretch out on some grass. Put your hands in the soil or hold a stone. Let the earth restore your strength and ground you. You ain't gotta do all that if you don't feel comfortable, but it is pleasing, especially if you are nearby the ocean or even a river or a stream or whatever. Just let nature soothe you. Even if it's just to get a whiff of that crisp air. Because right now, it's snowing outside. And that's one thing that I do love about winter is that the air, to me, it seems to be pure. So all that anxiety or stress that I might have endured, I can just go outside and just take in that deep breath and just let out a sigh, knowing that everything is going to be all right. And I can reset myself. So if you have a crystal, I don't know when the next full moon is, but when the next one comes about, if you have some crystals, if you have a rose quartz or a crystal quartz, any of those, amethyst, whatever, charge those up. Okay? Hold on to it. Let it ground you. Go to the beach. Listen to the roaring sounds of the ocean. Let the sand squish in between your toes as the water washes over your feet. Like, take yourself to a relaxing mindset. And then it says to breathe. It says, breath is sacred. To replenish yourself, slowly exhale wellness and clarity to a count of 6. And then exhale stress to a count of 6. Ultimately, at this point in time, I feel that you are definitely in the stage of learning. And like I said, I don't think that you need to be doing anything, trying to pursue anything right now anyways. And if you are in a situationship, I think it's time for you to realize that this connection is not going to go anywhere. I don't care how many times you guys have gotten back together, especially if they're entertaining other people. Why are you pining for this connection? Let's be honest, it's only because that's all you know at this point in time. And you don't want to be by yourself. I'm going to need you to stop doing that. Matter of fact, let's go ahead and do a quick shuffle. And this is the Afterthoughts Tarot. So we're going to ask, what do you need to know about your current situationship? So this is for those that are in situationships. I'm not talking about those that are coupled. This is originally for singles, but in my eyes, if you're in a situationship, you're single regardless, because it seems to be it turns out that you guys were friends with benefits and now you're trying to figure out what you guys are, and someone is giving you the runaround. So, sweet universe, what does all of my zesty singles, what do they need to know about the situationship that they are in right now? Oops, and I just knocked those cards over on accident. Oh well. Alright. And one more. Some of y'all like, I didn't ask you to do the reading about my situationship, but you know what? Yeah, you did. Yes, you did. You just don't realize it. Look at that gaslighting. I'm sorry. Yeah, right here. Okay, so we have the Page of Cups here. Now, you see. Now, let me explain something about this deck. This is what happens after you see the traditional. So, the traditional card, the page has the fish in and his cup. And this represents an offer. But you see how he instantly lost it. And I'm trying to figure out, is he going to land? Either he's falling, yeah, he's going to fall on the ground, or he's going to land back in that water where he belongs. And so I feel that for some of you, you are trying to hold on to this person that does not want to be kept. That's not meant to be kept, put it that way. They belong out in the streets where you found them. Some individuals are too wild. I gotta get these cards because it's bothering me. But some individuals are wild. They're just like animals. I mean, we are mammals, you know what I'm saying? So that is considered an animal, right? I believe so. So with that being said, you have some that are domesticated, if you will, and then you have some that are rogue, that want to run and run wild, and you shouldn't try to hold them hostage, because unfortunately that's what's going to cause you to get hurt at the end of the day. So let's keep going. Look at that. So the Five of Pentacles here. The Five of Pentacles usually is talking about somebody who was left out in the cold. Now see it at first, they was just out here poor and waiting for somebody to open the door for them, to give them that chance, that validation, to feel sorry for them. But the thing is, they was neglected. And now here we are, it's wintertime. And you still out here freezing. This woman, I could say, she got fed up with waiting on these individuals to take her in. She said, I'm going to find somebody that is actually going to value me. They know we're out here, but they could care less. And I feel like that's how you need to look at your situation. They still don't value you. It has been, for some of you, it's been a whole season. A whole year worth, and you still have not received the affirmations, or no, that's not the word I'm looking for. Admiration, there we go, that you was wanting. And they keep showing you time and time again, they're not going to open up themselves to you. They're not going to allow you in. Stop trying to convince them. They're showing you who they are. We have the Queen of Swords here. So to me, this is saying, okay, this is that transmutable energy right here. Instead of being petty and trying to find revenge and cussing them out, be patient with yourself. And because look, she could be in a crappy mood, and you see that she has this butterfly at the tip of her, can you see that? She has this butterfly at the tip of her sword. The thing is, she's not going to move her sword until the butterfly flies off of it. because she knows that all she got to do is flick it, and either the strength behind her swing is going to smack it, or she's going to accidentally impale it or slice it in half. So she takes honor to life. So she's not going to take it out on something that had nothing to do with what she dealt with in the past, because this is a woman, or this is a perceivable character trait of being jaded, and from the negative side of it, what I'm trying to say is, instead of being bitter and frustrated at what she's gone through, she's still going to exercise compassion. That's what I'm trying to say. Okay? So don't let the situation break you. Just know that you deserve better. That's all I could say on that. And at the bottom of the deck, we have the Queen of Wands. Okay? So with the Queen of Wands here, I believe that this is saying that it's time for you to really hone into your confidence. Now we have this cat here, and I thought at first that the cat was looking at the salamander and in hopes to jump on it, but really, or pounce on it or eat it, but really the cat is looking to rest in the queen's lap. Okay? And so it's time for you to gain your stance again. It's time for you to be that beautiful, whether you're a man or a woman, that desirable human being that you've always been. You just had to, you got stalled a little bit. Look, situationships are energy draining. They want you to be okay with the fact that they're taking advantage of you while you're hoping to love them and you hope that they love you. They're not there for that. That's why I said that we have all kinds of soulmates. Some are to teach you what you don't deserve, and then you have some that you're supposed to have throughout a lifetime. So just don't settle for less. Okay? That's what this is saying overall. Because he wants to go back. He or she is going to hop out of that cup. You're hoping that they're going to be presentable, but they're not. They're not. It's not meant for you. Okay? So that's all that I see for you, my lovely and zesty singles. Regardless of your situation, I just want you to really take the time to focus on you, because you truly matter. Love is not in the air for you right now, because the only thing that you need to be focused on is the breeze. Okay, the only breeze of love that you should be feeling is the breeze of love that you put towards yourself. Okay? Really take time to focus on you. And some of you are going to be hard-headed. You're going to go to the next reader, and you're going to want to hear what you want to hear, and then you're going to end up in the same situation, and then I'm going to sit back in behind the scenes, and I'm going to tell your ass I told you so. You cannot find love until you find love within yourself, because only you know how you want to be treated. Because right now you are putting too much stock in what somebody else thinks that you should have. That's why they're taking advantage of you the way that they are. When you value yourself, you won't even waste your time with this type of energy. And you'll understand that it's a blessing. You are a blessing in their lives. And I hope that they feel the same way. Both of you together knowing that you are a catch, that's amazing. Especially if you are engulfed in one another. You'll naturally want to do things, and be there for them. You don't want to be with somebody that is in competition with you or try to make you feel like you are replaceable. Like, what? Don't do that to yourself. So if this reading resonates, go ahead and give me a thumbs up. Hit that like button. Subscribe. Tell your friends about me. But most importantly, remember this. When life gives you lemons, always keep it zesty. Take care, everyone. Bye.